coming this evening and for waiting so patiently. We're a little bit late, so it's very good that you're all here. It's a big crowd. My name is Stephen Kwon, and I'm the event organizer. And first I want to thank Shay Lava and her mother, Roberta, and all the people here at the school for sponsoring and hosting this event. It's very nice for us to be able to come here under a short notice. The main event for this week is a workshop in Marin County in Tiburon on the Uchisma teaching, this very esoteric teaching which is part of Tibetan Buddhism. But first, let me introduce the background of Master Yu Tianjiang. He's known by his spiritual name Dechan Juren. He is the lineage holder, the patriarch, the 49th teacher in succession of this lineage, which comes from China. Originally, this lineage came from 3 monks from South India and Sri Lanka, who were Buddhists. And they traveled by ship to China in the 8th century, on the time of the Tang Dynasty, and they taught a form of Tantric Buddhism, somewhat similar to what is practiced in Tibet, and which is called Vajrayana or Mantrayana. And after they arrived in China, they combined some of the best aspects of Taoism, of Confucianism, of shamanism, and of local magic as part of this teaching. And it's primarily Buddhist, but it's really synthetic. It took the best of what was local in China, integrated with the best of what was available from India, and created a new lineage, which is now called Hanmi. Hanmi really refers to the esoteric teachings of Buddhism, dealing primarily with mantra, chanting a sacred syllable or a verse of scripture, visualizing something simultaneously, and using certain hand gestures or mudras simultaneously as a way to invoke spiritual powers, to attune yourself to a higher consciousness than spiritual beings, and thereby accelerate your evolution towards spiritual enlightenment. So even though Master Yu or Dechan Juren is from China, this teaching is for everybody. You don't have to become a Buddhist or believe in anything. You just need to practice the teaching to see the results for yourself. Whether indeed there are universal principles that work here, which can apply to you in this present time as modern contemporary Americans. So this evening we're going to ask Master Yu to, I always call him Master Yu, but it's Dechan Juren, to give a brief introduction to this lineage, to this teaching. And we'll be able later on for questions. Paul Kendall here and Pernilla, who's here from the UK, have set up the bookstore, and they're disciples of Master Yu, here to answer questions. Our translator today is Kuo Sha, and he's been with Master for at least 10 years, more than 12 years? 10 years, I was right. And he'll be the main translator for the workshop as well. So I can say much more about Master Yu, but I'll let Kuo and Master introduce the subject themselves. So thank you very much. Let's give a
Good evening, everyone. We're very fortunate to have these destinies to meet each other.
刚才史德文跨让我向大家介绍一下立法的法脉。
According to Stephen Kwon's introductions, I'm supposed to tell you a little bit about our lineage.
法脉的因缘呢，它是从5500多年以前，人类发现人有生老病死之痛苦，人有运气不好等灾难，自然环境和自然灾害也会给人带来无形的恐怖。
We call our lineage the Dharma lineage. Where did the Dharma lineage begin? Over 5,000 years ago. Ancient peoples already face strugglings in their life. They face the suffering of birth, sickness, growing old, and death. On top of that, they also face natural environments, disasters, and therefore they believe they have bad luck.
祖先就想给后人寻求一个没有疾病、痛苦、折磨、没有运气不好的灾难的一个良好的生活环境。
So in other words, our ancestors already face problems in their life. They want to find a solution. They want to seek a happy life, live a life free from all these troubles, to find a way of liberation to solve their problem, so their future generations can live happy.
古人经过了千辛万苦，寻求了各种方法。
Ancient people have tried many ways, seeking every possible means to solve their problem.
最后才发现用一种自我修炼、修道的方法。
Eventually, they discover through a certain means of self-cultivation. Maybe you can just call it the path of cultivation.
在修道的过程当中，人又发现人不能战胜自己，而进入不了高深境界。
In the process of cultivating one's path, they also discover it is hard for people to conquer themselves in order so they may enter a higher or deeper state.
古人为了战胜自己，又寻求了各种方法。
So the ancient people, in order to conquer themselves, their egos, they were also seeking other means.
有的采取了苦修的手段，
Therefore, some resorted to the more extreme aesthetic path.
苦修的形式是多种化的。
There are many ways how they go about pursuing on this aesthetic practice.
其中有的是很残酷的去折磨自己，
Some are very cruel, involve self-torturing.
有的用毒蛇咬自己，有的用毒针扎自己。
For examples, there are practices where they will allow themselves to be bitten by poisonous snakes, puncture their own body with the needles.
还有的打自己，
Some even beat themselves.
还有的不吃饭饿自己。
And some practice involve fasting.
这些方法都是想给人类寻求个光明，但是走了很多的弯路。
All this kind of different practices is try to find that path of light for the people on this path of cultivations. But they spend a lot of times walking on the winding path.
因为人在受折磨的时候，在受痛苦的时候，或者身上有痛苦的时候，就会自然发出一种嚎叫的声音。
Why do they resort to such extreme means of self-cultivations? Because when they are enduring such physical pains or emotional pains, they will naturally yell out all kinds of sounds.